Life is grand with your head in the sand unless you're afraid of the dark, and I've got a plan starring Iron Man with me instead of Tony Stark. That just sounds crazy, right? I made it up just because I thought it sounded all rhymey-dimey and kind of cute. And because I never saw any good come of anybody sticking their head in the dirt. But if you don't see it, it didn't happen, right? Well, that's a problem. That's why people get away with doing horrible things. It's not that you aren't aware, it's that you don't want to know. You want to be able to play like you didn't know. I'm sure there's a lot of Germans who were absolutely certain of what was going on at them extermination camps. But after the war, they all wanted to pretend like they didn't know squat. Shame and all that. It wasn't just shame, though, it was embarrassment. That embarrassment's a killer right there. So this SC person was able to type enough to almost make it seem like they knew me. Almost, but not really. This person, well, you can ask some of the people that are probably not happy with me right now about me cursing. For the most part, in real life, I don't see a fucking purpose for it. But I curse for emphasis because you guys just don't get the fucking point. You don't get the fucking point. If I don't fucking curse and get angry and give you the girl voice, you guys are ugly and your mama dresses you funny and blah, 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 blah. I mean, come on now. Is that really what it should have taken for me to get help? For me to get heard? For certainly not. If you were involved in my life at all in the last 7 years, go all the way back to 2015. That's when I hurt my back. That's when I got severely screwed over by my friends. Screwed up my back. That was a birthday present to myself, by the way. My back was already screwed, and then I just went and perma-fucked it. You remember I was telling you about that whole swords to plowshares thing? Well, my older brother, Eric Christopher Schwartz, is an overwhelming fucking dumbass. And he's constantly going to jail for stupid shit. But he got away with all of his assaults until the day that he didn't. He's always telling me my ideas are dumb, my ideas are dumb, my ideas are stupid, my ideas are dumb, I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. One of my ideas, he decided he was going to tell me how stupid it was and that what I should be doing. Well, I wanted to make him happy. See, that's the thing with Natalie. She wasn't going to make her family happy. Just like I couldn't make mine happy no matter what. My older brother wanted me to get a hold of my dad and my mom because he had some epiphany while he was in fucking jail that they could buy him a house in Boulder, Colorado, and me and him could both live there. I'm like, Eric, that's not our parents. That's not our parents. What the fuck are you on? So when somebody tells me they invited me over for raspberries to graduate high school, the only two people whose high school graduation that I was interested in actually going to that would be graduated already. There's a young man whose graduation I wish I could go to, but things with him and I go smoothly, but things with myself and his mom, it just ain't a happening thing. You know, there's one thing to be said for caring about somebody as if they're your own. It's another thing entirely when it comes down to legally, it ain't your kid. And he ain't my kid. Now, whoever this person is who is claiming to me, I'm sure it'll be like Joanna Taylor Smith. Or maybe one of these other false profiles of people pretending to be me. Or these profiles of somebody else pretending to be my friend, where in reality, we don't know who the fuck it is. My predators are just going to say, oh, well, Sean, that's you made up another account and you're typing to yourself. You're just trying to manipulate people. That's what human behavior is, folks. It's a popularity contest for safety and security. Although numbers alone confer no advantage in war, they truly do when it comes to people's psychology. Even the illusion of numbers is enough to scare most of you people into running away immediately. So no matter how people try to play it off, maybe this person exists, maybe it's someone that doesn't. Maybe some of y'all will be able to go through there and find some little piece that you can go, oh, well, see, this is a person who knows him and he's this or he's that, and you'll try to twist it into something that ain't. I really ain't got it in me to rack my brain and try to figure out who it is. If it was a graduation I went to, it was Sarah Rubiolo. But her initials are not SC. I don't know who the hell it would be. And there's no guarantee that's their actual initials. I mean, Michael Scott Wade, that's my stepdad. And he goes by Scott Wade. So it would be SW if he was to get on here. Oh, I got a nose hair that's too friggin' long. It's fucking cold and miserable. I've met a lot of people in my life, and there seems to be a lot of folks that I helped out that they seem insulted that I don't remember helping them out, or I don't remember some situation that happens, or some sandwich I ate. I do remember people, though. I remember when people feed me. But I don't remember every single meal that I've ever ate at somebody's house. I can tell you I've been to a lot of meals at Martindale's house. Justine Martindale, she'll tell you about me and cursing. It don't come natural out of my face. It's not something I want to do ever. I don't like cursing. Do you think I like telling you fucking idiots you're a bunch of fucking idiots? No, I don't like doing that. But you don't think things through. Or you want to believe that your life and your fuck-ups are a reflection on me. Or a reflection on my decisions or the decisions that I should be making. If you believe that you should make my decisions for me based on your life, no. And if you want to give unwarranted advice and you want to hide who you are, here's something that I want to tell you. This is very important. I made 2 fake profiles, a grand total of 2, before Natalie Bollinger was killed. I had people make multiple fake accounts to threaten and harass my friends. They got onto my Facebook, looked at my friends list, looked at the people that I was complaining about, and then went and sent those people fake profiles. There are people like Jerry Sparks that were sent fake Sean Schwartz profiles. And she ain't the only one. And a lot of these people had their profiles hacked. And the first thing they did after getting hacked is block me. And then, of course, when they're unhacked, they're just glad to get their profile back. They don't go through and see who it is that called the motherfucker out for hacking you. There's a young woman named Elizabeth. And I spoke about her profile and how it got hacked and how I wish somebody would get a hold of her and let her know, of course. Well, then a couple days later, I got a Eric Schwartz profile, and I wanted to make sure it was him. I got close enough to a verification of that. He's an overwhelming goddamn douchebag. Yep, that's Eric. Oh, that's Eric. He wanted to bitch that he got his profile took because he gave away his personal information. Some hacker had gotten onto Liz's account, and I spoke up about it. But Eric, he didn't want to hear what I had to say. He's allowed to be angry with me. He's allowed to curse at me. He's allowed to berate me and belittle me. But be goddamned if he's going to hear a word I have to say. So what did I do? I gave Eric Schwartz the Eric Schwartz treatment. He didn't like that shit. Woo! Jesus, goddamn Christ, he blocked me quick, fast, and in a hurry. Here's the thing about Eric Schwartz's fucking mouth. If you're a verbal duelist, you definitely will get a run for your money, but you could beat him quick, fast, and in a hurry. He's a dunce. He's a dolt. He's a blockhead and a humble feller. Could have been highly intelligent, but you know what? Years of drug use fucked him up. I stayed away from them drugs. That's not to say I never tried any. I grew up on government medications, though. After that, you can't get addicted to something else. Not seriously. I mean, you always got those addictions from your youth. They put you on a lot of really messed up medications, especially back in the 80s and the 90s. This stuff that you guys are touching and messing with now, some of that stuff that they started off with my generation testing it out, refining it. And I'll have you know that many of those make you feel better pills can lead to you committing suicide. That's one of the side effects. Saying that is not against Facebook rules or regulations, and do you know why that is? It even comes in the packaging. It comes with the instructions. They have to let you know what the possible side effects are. If you got a family member or a friend who is being abused to the point that they want their life to end, and you insist that they get on medications, when in reality they need help stopping the people who are victimizing them. They need the victimization to stop, but now you just discredit them. They're not a person anymore to you. Or they already know that from there on in, anybody can harm them at any point in time. Anybody can do anything they want to them. Who would want to live after that? And that's the point. I'm trying to teach you guys how horrible you are to the victims when they come to you for help. How you let your bias get in the way of your judgment, your better judgment. Sure, you are intelligent people, many of you. But common sense here. You typing pretty words as some anonymous fucking soul who is lost, but now you found your way. Well, isn't that a glorious tale? But really, most of that information that you got, you could have gotten from any number of people, and the majority of it is generalizations. No, I'm not going to remember the raspberries. I've tried. I've sat here and thought to myself, maybe this really is somebody who knows me and is just a well-wisher. And maybe it's somebody playing head games. Maybe it's one of those people who has this belief that you can just leave after something like that. There are some things you just can't get away from. Now this person, SC, I took the screenshots. My screenshot on the front of this here video is one of the messages saying that he or she is gonna delete the message. That one and another one. And, you know, it's a pretty long typed message, and I did type back. When people message me, I show that I've got folks that are sending stuff. The fact that I don't have any clue who these people are, I don't see how they believe their words are going to make any difference in this case. For all anybody knows, it's some account that I made up to harass people or to manipulate people or to make them think something, well, that isn't true. See, that's the thing about folks like you. If I speak up and say that you exist, now you type this stuff at me, and then you want to get rid of the fact that you typed at me. I did take screenshots so I can prove that you exist. But without you saying, yes, I exist, I am such and such a person, those are actually my experiences. As long as it's a guessing game where I gotta try to figure out who you are, you could be anyone. And I don't need more of that crap. I've dealt with enough of that crap. With Natalie Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger and Maddie Boa, when I made the Michelle Brannick post, or the Michelle Brannick profile, and the Guitarius Case profile, on both of those I let them know who I was. I let them know that I was being abused. And yes, I absolutely made fake profiles to try to get help. The first one was because I needed to get a stop put to the hell that I was going through. It's not some hell in my head. When you tell lies like that kind of shit, people do harmful things. You get to see every day that they do harmful things. When people try to pretend like you're a sex offender, and mind you, I haven't seen any of that or heard any of that directly from Natalie or Alicia, who I supposedly was to have done this stuff to, but I do have direct information and evidence that shows that she did say those things about others. And that's the thing about me being victimized. You know, a lot of people have a lot of hatred for pedophiles. There's a lot of people, especially in the 80s, that were going out and murdering pedophiles and getting away with it. Because the public hates pedophiles. And even the ones that don't hate pedophiles want to pretend that they hate pedophiles because, of course, many of them are pedophilia supporters, which is disgusting in its own way. Now, people like me who are victims of childhood physical and sexual abuse. And going into the system, being in the system and being treated like I was there because I was a criminal. No, my parents were the criminals. I wasn't the one doing cocaine. My parents were. Now, this person saying something about graduating high school and eating raspberries. Would that have been at Furwood High School in Washington State? Or Lincoln High School in Tacoma, Washington? Would that be Lodgepole High School in Lodgepole, Nebraska? Would that be Chapel High School in Chapel, Nebraska? How about Shadron High School? I went to Pine Ridge Job Corps Center, and their high school diplomas apparently they go through Shadron High School to do that. So I don't know, maybe Robert Salnicki. That's one of the few people I remember. Oh, I remember Sunshine. That guy got so lucky. He thought he was going to beat me up my first day there for popularity, and he ended up getting kicked out. But due to me being a smooth motherfucker, I was able to get him reinstated after 3 months, if he wanted to go back. I don't want bad shit to happen to people, not even my predators. I just want them to stop, and that's the problem, is that people wouldn't stop. You go telling the wrong fucking lie. Sure, you tell this is a last-ditch effort because you don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, you fucked up, but you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want people to know that you made a mistake. You tell one little white lie, I mean, no biggie. Sean's leaving already. He's leaving Virginia. He's getting the fuck out of here. He fucking doesn't want nothing to do with us anymore. So yeah, you know, for her, letting her family win and telling a little white lie, no big thing for her. But for me, it was a very big thing. It resulted in a lot of abuse, a lot of people assaulting me, a lot of people threatening my life, and a lot of people threatening to kill my friends and family. When people are telling you that they're going to kill your friends and family, it's scary. Why wouldn't it be? There's a lot of people who wanted to promise they were going to help me and swear up and down they were going to help me. And no matter how much evidence I got of it, without these people coming forward and admitting that they exist, nobody's going to listen to me. Now, I made the Guitarius case one. I figured that was a name where Natalie would recognize it, and she would know who it is. And if you guys read our text messages between each other, you'd understand why. That was part of her thinking she was in love with me and being infatuated and all that shit. People are evil. When Natalie was dead, all of her predators and all of my predators all decided they were going to use me as a scapegoat. See, here's the thing. I never had help turning in my predators. Throughout my entire life, it was everybody telling me it's somebody else's job, somebody else's job. Especially friends and family, when it come to doing some family-ass shit. When people tell me they don't want me to talk about them, you know, I'm not going to rack my brain figuring out who you are. If you tell me who you are, I'll probably remember you. Maybe I won't. I've met a lot of people in my life. I know there's a lot of people that were nice to me, and there's a lot of people that weren't. I know that the people who were nice to me didn't do anything about the ones that weren't. I also know that I do something. There's a lot of people that wanted me to fix it. Wanted me to fix it. Like Jamie Curtis. Before Natalie was killed, there was a situation with Jamie, and she made it seem as if she was, well, she outright stated she was afraid to be in the same town as James Payton, and I was supposed to keep in contact with her, call her once a week, just in case something happened to her or her son. And she didn't check in. As a homeless person, as many of you may know if you've been homeless, the cops don't listen to you. So for me, what am I supposed to do when my friends are threatened? You get to see, even if I have evidence, like that lady Jamie in Hood River, when that guy punched her in the back of the head and thought it was okay. It's not okay. He thought it magically justified it by him saying he was her brother or her brother-in-law or something like that. The reality is there's a lot of people who are dead. And a lot of people who pretended to know me, but don't know the first thing about me. There's also people that did know me, and know me pretty well, that turned their back on me for popularity. That's right. When it was popular to hate me, and they thought it would pick them up a little bit of prestige, and that's what you guys don't get. But you know what? Through all of this, not one supposed victim, at all the shit that I've been assaulted and fucking threatened and all this bullshit, not one supposed victim, not one has come forward to say Sean did this or Sean did that. And anything close to the fashion that Matty Boa, like, who the hell does that? How sick in the head do you have to be to go running around spreading slander like that? That kind of slander gets people killed, Matty Boa. When you go spreading rumors like that about somebody, it destroys their entire life, Matty Boa. But I wasn't your first victim, was I, Matty Boa? It wasn't okay for me to have friends. It wasn't okay for me to go to my friends for help. There are easily 100 people that I got a hold of before Natalie was killed about the abuse. Between people who were supposed to be my friends, people who were supposed to be caseworkers, like, Tamara, she was a caseworker, but she quit her job. After that, nobody actually followed through with any of the jumping through the hoops. And since it was only half-assed, the hoops that we did jump through were instead used as an excuse to ignore me and ignore the crimes against me and pretend they didn't happen. Now, how could we have done something about that situation after the fact? Well, we could have gotten a hold of Tamara. Obviously, Tamara is somebody who exists. But, of course, how did we have to get verification that she exists? We had to get that from a conversation with Marcia Estrada. Thank goodness that's posted. When I said I had tried to turn in these predators before to Department of Health and Human Services, and I had to go alone. And two of the officers that I had been trying to turn in, well, one of the officers, and the other one was a state patrolman. At that point, that's an intimidation tactic. When you're trying to turn in your predators, and your predators get to stand there and stare you down. See, here's what makes William Burr a predator in that scenario. He knew that Han was one of the people I was trying to turn in. And he allowed Han to be there. Jared Hahn never should have been allowed anywhere near me after the shit that he pulled. But repeatedly, after I had tried going to Tara Smith about the situation and the Nebraska State Patrol, nobody got back a hold of me. Nobody tried to get the evidence. Nobody did nothing. It was just me and fucking crickets. And people say, well, keep calling. I did keep calling, but I always had to call alone. Why didn't you call with me? Why do you make suggestions? Why don't you try it with me? If you're going to tell me I should call social services, call social services with me. If you're going to give up after one fucking call, then obviously, well, we can't even get you to make that first phone call, can we? No. People have done a lot of really horrible things. And a lot of folks told me their horror stories and what they were going through. And I tried explaining to them all, hey, you know what? Are you here trying to seek help? Because I'll speak up on my YouTube channel. I'll speak up on my Facebook if you need me to. You got a missing family member? Yeah, I'll speak up. Just spit it out. I'm fighting my own battles. But you know what? Don't be too afraid to tell me your fucking kid's missing. Don't be afraid that just because I'm going through hell that I won't speak out. Even if you're rude and inconsiderate and a complete and total fucktard, I'll still help you find your kid. Hell, I ain't never been convicted of a felony. And I've literally been to prison to protect your kids. So, while you try to figure out how that really doesn't work, or isn't supposed to work, or shouldn't work somehow with our American sensibilities of our law is so just, yeah, you want to remain ignorant, you probably shouldn't pretend you're a lawyer. None of y'all should be allowed an opinion on anything other than the facts that you were there for. If I tried to get help after October of 2015, I screwed up my back real bad, and the border police made sure I couldn't recover. They screwed my head up real bad. I'd like to find a way where we can disappear and not have to worry about being victimized just for existing. I have to be afraid to go to sleep. I got to be afraid to drive anywhere. I got to be afraid to stay parked. I got to be afraid to not have the money to replace everything on the vehicle that breaks. Life is fucking expensive. There's a lot of people wanted to call me family or friend until it come to doing some family or friend shit. Brenda Dickinson said she thought of me as a son. Well, until Natalie disappeared, and then she was a fucking cricket. Anyway, good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. And I do want to point out that this person messaging me tonight, maybe I know them in real life, maybe they're just messing with me, but it's better to make mention than not to make any.